Yo, what's going on? Jan Moses here from Broth Cindy, bringing you another episode of Broth Talk. This will be a Season 4 recap and Season 5 preview episode, and it'll be my first podcast without my co-host, Harry. He's been tied up with extracurriculars and school, and as a result, didn't really dedicate a lot of time to my team this season. But we'll hopefully have him on for next season, and we should hopefully be recording a podcast as soon as today for the channel. That has nothing to do with 2K, so you'll have to tune into that to find out. Now, we're going to start with the season preview. We usually start with the recap, but the blog just came out. I haven't read it yet, so I kind of wanted to do the blind reaction first, because I also want to see if there are any criticisms that I have of Season 4 that are answered in Season 5, then that'll kind of help me amend my statements that I was going to make for the recap portion of this pod. So this season is apparently called Power Within, and I did see this graphic earlier. Very interesting. I am cool with this like anime themed thing that they have going on. I think it's pretty dope. Looks like there's I see KD, Rui Hachimura, and then I believe that's Paolo Banchero. Oh, it says, okay. Well, so truly a blind react, as in I'm literally blind and I'm not able to read the words. Look, picture books were always my thing as a kid, okay? Leave me alone. I'm going to try and skim through this. New day dawns with the arrival of Season 5 Power Within. All right, we'll see. So they say a trove of rewards. We hope, or at least I hope, that these rewards are actually going to be rewarding. Now we know that we're going to be getting a Dark Matter level 40 reward. It has to be a shooting guard, in my opinion. I was thinking it would be Dwayne Wade, but we'll see. I think he was a reward card last year for level up or something, so maybe not. KD, Rui Hachimura, and Paolo Banchero. That's really, really cool to get a Paolo in the game before he gets drafted. Is pretty dope. All right, let's see. So my career, unfortunately for 2K, they will not get my VC money or any money from me for any game mode, and that includes my career, which I have not played. But I may eventually splurge. But for right now, my team is my priority. 250K. So the return of dynamic ratings cards. So I'm not too familiar with that. I guess we'll learn about it in this upcoming section. New domination tier. I wonder if that means we're not getting spotlight sims. And I actually wonder if we're not getting spotlight sims not just for this season, but any season moving forward in NBA 2K22, because it does feel like the lifetime agendas are working their way into what spotlight sims would be for us, which is kind of interesting. I'm okay with it, but I would also like to have spotlight sims on top of what we're getting with lifetime agendas. Maybe that's too much to ask for. An anime-themed mural. So I wonder if that's going to be like the Luka Doncic mural that we had to start the year in Season 1, where we had a complete however many pieces it was to get the Diamond Luka. And the first 99 overall Dark Matter award for level 40. So power up with dynamic ratings. Is that a Paul Millsap? Okay, so he's the domination award. See, I'm not crazy about that, man. I'm not crazy about that. Like, we have a number of good power forwards in the game, and I don't know if I want one who's going to be 6'8". I just don't know. I wasn't a fan of the Manu Pink Diamond. I know he was better than advertised, but he's not really worth it. I don't know if I can grind this domination unless the rewards along the way are worth it. Season 5 brings the final base set of NBA 2K22's My Team. So this is going to be like like a true base set, okay? Their ratings are going to fluctuate. So see, I don't get the difference between dynamic ratings and heat check, and that's probably just a knowledge gap on my end. I'm just not familiar with this. But I'm not sure if I'm going to love us having base set and NBA Series 1 and heat check and dynamic ratings cards all, like, basically 4 different versions of every base card in the game in packs. I think that's only going to decentivize me further from ripping any packs, and I have not ripped a pack since October. Like a pack that I have to purchase, because I don't believe in buying packs. I'm sorry, I don't. So I guess Dark Matter Ray Allen is the level reward. That's interesting. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. I'm curious as to what his badges are going to be because I knew this was going to kind of suck because we just got Dark Matter Kobe and T-Mac. That's why I thought we were going to get Dwayne Wade because Dwayne Wade could maybe play point guard as well. This Ray Allen is a shooting guard small forward, so he's going to be another Dark Matter wing player just like the T-Mac and the Kobe. So, I mean, it's not like he's going to make them obsolete, but if they're going to allow us to get the Dark Matter, or I should say get the level 40 reward on day one, like they made it possible for the people who completed the Showdown tier in Season 3 to get Yao Ming in Season 4 on day one, then, I don't know, that Kobe and T-Mac may not be as unique, I guess. But Ray Allen Dark Matter is pretty interesting. I kind of like it. I also don't have Kobe or T-Mac's Dark Matter cards, so a new event card mural will be assembled. So the next Dark Matter reward card will be earned through this mural. 3 unique events. So I wonder what these events are going to be. My big fear is they're going to put some of the cards that we need for these murals in packs. That would be a huge L. Because, I mean, look, it's no secret. Reward cards are already never going to be the top end of their respective positions. Like, this Ray Allen that we get, while he may be better than the Kobe and T-Mac that we have in the game currently, I think by the time the majority of the community are able to get him, he'll probably, I mean, he may still be top 5 at the shooting guard spot, but I don't know if he'll be like the meta top end shooting guard. And that's fine. But I'm just saying that if they make this mural a really difficult thing to accomplish, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. I would look to improve my lineup via the auction house. That's what I'm trying to say. Celebrating the NBA. Okay, see, this is why I'm glad I held off on recapping the Season 4 content. Because I have like a tirade that I was ready to go on regarding the lack of NBA 75 players. I believe we got like 7 or 8 players from the NBA 75 program in the entirety of Season 4. And in Season 3, we had 8 players from the NBA 75 program that were brand new in-game within the first 11 days of Season 3. So they really neglected the NBA 75 program in Season 4. I'm guessing they're going to try and speed through it now to get us to the reward cards, like the completion lock-in for each set. Featuring 6 NBA My Team collections. That's right. If you'd like to learn more, I would not like to learn more. I'd actually like to learn less about this program. It was a huge waste of time, in my opinion. My big fear, before I read this, because I know we're getting Dark Matter coaches or Galaxy Opal coaches or whatever, my big fear is that they make the coaches the rewards. I don't think that's going to happen. I saw a few people mention that being a possibility. I'm assuming it's still going to be players because I'm pretty sure they said that there's a vote and we can vote on players. There's no way they have it where you're going to vote on different coaches. That would be hilarious. Actually, part of me hopes that happens just to see the absolute insanity that ensues in the My Team subreddit and on YouTube amongst the 2K community. Beginning March 1st. Hold on. In Season 5, we're completing the collections. Okay, so we're going to have 3. Okay. Way to go. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that because I'm sick and tired of waiting for this NBA 75 program to come to an end. I don't want these reward cards to come out in like May or June when the game is dead. So I'm glad that they're going to get these out before the NBA playoffs begin. That's awesome. There were some noteworthy players who were not included on the list, but you can make sure they get their shine by voting on who will be selected as the Dark Matter collection reward. Head over to the My Team Twitter to choose your picks for the first 2 collections. Will the 2010s collection complete reward shoot the lights out with Clay? Ooh, a Dark Matter Clay? That's pretty nice. Clay, Draymond, Zion, or Embiid? I mean, it's going to be Clay. I mean, I would say either Clay or Embiid, but I feel like Clay is going to get the vote. Clay is like the biggest fan favorite among those 4 by far. Come back for the results on Friday. I am struggling to read right now. I'm sorry. And get the new card on Tuesday. So does that mean that the 2010s completion, or sorry, the 2010s set will be completed on Friday? That is interesting. Okay. Historic coaches. New historic coach cards will be added to the packs on Friday. Hall of Famers Don Nelson, Rick Adelman, Jerry Sloan, Lenny Wilkens, Larry Brown, and more. Phil Jackson, Doc Rivers, Mike D'Antoni, Eric Spoelstra, and Ty Lue. Okay. Oh, nice. An Opal Pop. I like that a lot. Hey, there's Paolo. So he's going to be the free agent card. So I think the other player that's new to my team is going to be the unlimited reward. We have to see who that is. Paolo's going to be level 1. I wonder how we're going to get him in the game otherwise. Like, are we going to get him before he gets drafted? Because when he gets drafted, the rest of the rookies will get drafted. Or the incoming rookie class, I should say, will be getting player items. Oh, okay, here we go. Galaxy Opal Cincinnatus Powell. No idea who that is, but hey, I'm all for new players coming into the game. That is pretty dope. I think the popular vote was Rasheed Wallace. I also saw a few Bill Sharmans. I believe he was the backcourt duo or backcourt mate with Bob Cousy for the Celtics back in the 1750s. Okay, that's his backstory. I don't care about his backstory. The Banchero and Powell reward cards will be accompanied by other player cards like Galaxy Opal. Okay, so Galaxy Opal Rip is interesting for me because I like having 3-and-D players. But the problem is we're getting to the stage of my team now where every card is going to be a dark matter moving forward, like on Friday releases. And I just don't know if it's worth it to grind for a Galaxy Opal shooting guard when we have Ray Allen, who's going to be the level 40 reward. We have Kobe and T-Mac, who are going to become the most outdated dark matter cards going forward because they were the first dark matter cards and they were shooting guards. And we don't talk about Russ because, anyways. Sidney Moncrief. Okay, no one cares about the exchange. Sean Kemp on the clutch time wheel is interesting, but my issue is we just had Pascal Siakam. So we're going to replace a Galaxy Opal Pascal Siakam with a Galaxy Opal Sean Kemp? Why? Boogie Cousins in Limited is interesting, but again, it depends on the ratings. But I like Boogie. I like the way his releases. At least I liked it a couple years ago. But we'll have to see. Boogie's probably going to be a turnstile on defense, so we'll have to see how he looks. But I'm intrigued by Boogie Cousins. Although I feel like every year or every season, I'm intrigued by the following season's reward. Like I was intrigued by Dan Marley. I was intrigued by Shea. And neither of them are in my lineup right now. Like, I want to love Shea, and I'll talk about Shea in the Season 4 recap, but I'm just not great with him right now. Moments of the Month on March 8th. See, I don't love that. I kind of wish Moments of the Month would have started on March 1st. But to be fair, I completed the Devin Booker Moment of the Month agenda in 3 days. So I guess it's not the end of the world that we're getting it on March 8th instead of March 1st. And more reward additions to my team. Okay, so that's nice. I like that. Although I'm assuming those reward additions are going to be tied into the mural that was mentioned earlier. Okay, that's for the WNBA. Is there anything else? Ninja Tune. What is Ninja Tune? Okay, I don't care about that. Closing remarks. Okay. So I guess we're going to get more information on Friday. I guess we'll see who the triple threat online and offline players are going to be and stuff like that. If I am able to, depending on if... actually, no, I will not be able to. Friday, I will be away from my console, I think, for most of the day. Maybe. Actually, I don't know. If I do record, it won't be through OBS, but that's a Friday problem. We'll figure it out whenever we get there. Pretty interesting. I wonder how they're going to tie in KD and Rui Hachimura. I don't think KD is going to be a reward card in any way, but maybe he's the mural reward. I would assume it's going to be Rui Hachimura as my guess. I just feel like KD is such a big name that 2K is doing themselves a disservice if they take him out of packs and put even if they give us a second Dark Matter KD that's better, it would make more sense for 2K to just drop both Dark Matter KDs in packs and just stagger the releases to optimize their cash flow. I'm just saying, just thinking in the minds of a company that loves to steal as much money from their community as possible. I shouldn't say steal. Try and acquire as much money from the community as possible. It would make more sense for them to put a name like Kevin Durant in packs and not have them put him as a free player, essentially. But not bad. I mean, that's at least it's interesting. I'm not in love with the clutch time player. I wish it was not Sean Kemp. I wish it was a different position, but it's fine. I mean, I'm willing to bet that the best player is going to be the wheel spin player once again, which, it is what it is. But that's all I have for you, I think, in terms of the Season 5 preview. I really like this. Graphic. It's pretty dope. All right, let's move on to the recap for Season 4. And maybe we can do it while I'm in 2K. Now, the problem with this is I have an input delay with my current setup. Let's see if I can get this set up here. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, I'm playing with the Knicks because I have Obi. Yeah, there's like a significant input delay. Yeah. Like, I released that so fast. Oh my god, very late. Okay, maybe we won't be in shoot around. How did I agree? Okay. Yeah, let's leave this screen. So Season 4. My general thoughts on Season 4. I liked it more than Season 3. Season 3 I felt like had a really solid beginning, a really nice final week, and then the middle was just a barren wasteland. I hated it. We got some really interesting cards in Season 4, and I feel like they did a really good job of having no cards come out that are really game-breaking must-have cards. Like, even these Dark Matters that came out at the very, very end of the season have 20 badges stock, which is great. And I think as a result, they're really not that expensive. I mean, T-Mac for 413 isn't awful when they were going for 900k plus over the weekend. But besides the Dark Matters, we got an Opal KD, Opal Klay Thompson, all the Opal limited edition point guard eligible players like Jalen Rose, James Harden, Derrick Rose, Lonzo Ball. I want to throw John Morant in there even though he wasn't in that set just because John Morant is still a lot of fun to use and play against. We got an Opal Yi Jianlian who I added to my squad, and I like him quite a bit. We got a Pink Diamond point guard Ben Simmons, and then the Opal All-Stars, which were pretty cool to get them all as Opals. I did not think we were going to get all of them, including a guy like Obi Toppin as a Opal. But hey, pretty damn good card. I've yet to use him, but his ratings just look absolutely insane. Let's go through the rewards for the game modes. I want to start with Clutch Time, and I have 10 more wins to go until I get Opal Pascal Siakam. I'm a little less intrigued to go after him now that I know we have Sean Kemp, and I just really procrastinated on Clutch Time this year. Also, real quick, I don't want to say shout out to 2K, but more like about damn time they fixed this. The lineup glitch has officially been fixed. If I were to swap out Jeremy Lin, let's say, for Shea, back out, re-enter Clutch Time, Shea stays. They had a glitch if you're not aware or you're not dealing with this on your console, because I think it was only a PlayStation 4 issue. Any players that came out after the patch, I think a couple of days after the Tis the Season promo dropped at the end of December, any player that I think either came out after that promo or that you acquired after that promo would leave your lineup after you played a game, like win or lost a game, or whenever you would like exit and re-enter the Clutch Time menu. It was really annoying. An issue that really should not have been in the game for the past 2 months, but it was. It's been rectified now, and I'm very, very happy about that. Let's talk about the wheel spin. Just like last year, how you could argue that Michael Redd was the best reward card in Season 3. You could argue that Reggie Lewis was the best reward card in Season 4. And he's still a really good shooting guard, even though he's an Opal. I mean, we only have 3 Dark Matters. I should probably take it easy. But he's a very, very, very good shooting guard. Like, top 5, I think. And there are people that are at the 400 win mark that don't have Reggie Lewis. I hate the fact that we're tying the best rewards in this game behind RNG. The reward cards are already worse than the cards that we get in packs. There's nothing that'll ever change that. It would be nice if you could take the clutch time wheel spin reward and put him in the Beyond Level 40. I don't think many people are engaging in Beyond Level 40, and the majority of them that are just doing so because they want to complete it. Like, can I look at this again? No. I forgot who, but I mean, it's who's in here. It's the limited Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the triple threat offline players, the triple threat online players, and then draft. Like, you can't get the unlimited player, and that's totally fine to me. Like, the unlimited player is a grind, and I feel like for this upcoming season, like the Cincinnatus Powell, whatever his name is, like, if you grind for that card, like you grinded for Danny Granger this past season, even though Danny Granger, while he's nice, isn't like some incredible top-end must-have player, you deserve the right to flex on people and take that card into, gameplays and stuff like that. Like, I love Gary Payton still. And Gary Payton, for me, part of my enjoyment of using him is the flex of having him on my team. Being able to tell, people by him, being in my lineup and them seeing him like, oh, this guy grinded unlimited in Season 2. Like, he's not half bad at the game. And Gary Payton is still a very viable point guard. Like, the Pink Diamond, not the Galaxy Opal, which I don't have. So the wheel spin is still a huge issue for me. I really wish that they would have put Reggie Lewis in the Beyond Level 40 agendas. If they did, I would have definitely grinded for Reggie Lewis because I think he's worth it. He's that damn good. Let's go to TTO. I was blessed with TTO this season. I played, 69 games, and I got both Kazi Russell and Dan Issel. Russell is an absolute monster. I'm not even that good with him because I don't know how to do all the cheesy dribbles in the half court, but I struggle against people that use Russell so much because if they know what they're doing, between his incredible SIGs and his release, he is such a menace on offense. And that Dan Issel card is really good. I mean, there are a lot of people that are making the argument that Dan Issel is a better card than Pascal Siakam, and I can actually see it. I think he has some slightly better badges, but I'm still going to try and grind for the Siakam because I want to have him. But I was, again, very lucky this past season to get both Kazi Russell and Dan Issel. Unlimited, I briefly touched on Danny Granger. I didn't grind for him. I have no interest in playing Unlimited at the moment. And he's fine. Limited. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a puzzling card for me. I want to love Shai, but it's really, really hard to. Because I feel like he has some major flaws. One of which is his release is really not great. The second of which, he falls victim to the same thing we saw John Morant had an issue of, which is the badges. He's missing a number of shooting badges. Like, I don't think he has blinders. Let's see, what is he missing? Let's go to upgradable badges. Let's see what badges he's missing. He doesn't have corner specialist. He doesn't have rim protector, which is fine. You could add that to him, obviously. Doesn't have interceptor, which I don't love. Doesn't have blinders. Doesn't have limitless spot up. Doesn't have Deadeye. Doesn't have stop and pop. I mean, these are all badges that, again, you can add to him and it'll make him a better card. But the release is a touch slow. I don't love his behind the back that much. He's not a bad card. Like, I enjoy playing with him, but I just have more success with the other point guards on my team. Like, I would take Gary Payton, Jeremy Lin, and the new Kyrie Irving, who I will talk about in a little bit, over this Shai at this current stage of the game. But yeah, I mean, he's not a bad card. Let's get to the promos, and I want to still briefly touch on the NBA 75. I'm glad that they are rectifying the issue of us not getting many of the NBA 75 cards in Season 4 by seemingly quickly moving through and wrapping up the rest of the sets within the next 3 weeks, which is a huge W because, as I mentioned, we only received 7 NBA 75th anniversary cards in Season 4. And those were Opal KD, Opal AD, Amethyst Oscar, Opal Dennis Rodman, Pink Diamond Billy Cunningham, the Opal CP3, the Opal Wilt, and the Opal Carmelo Anthony. And I believe I mentioned this earlier, but in Season 3, we received 8 NBA 75th anniversary cards within the first 11 days of Season 3, which is ridiculous because each season is 6 weeks long. So I don't know what they were doing. The Hunt for Glory, like Tuesday promo players, were kind of an L. I felt like there were plenty of weeks where there really just wasn't any need for us to buy those players. Like, especially if you didn't need them for XP grinding, you had no reason to really buy a lot of those players. Like, the one player that I can really think back to as being a Tuesday player that people cared about was the Opal Donovan Mitchell. And then I believe later on that week, the Beast promo dropped and we got Opal John Morant. And then like a week or two later, we had Limited 3 and we had Lonzo Ball, Derrick Rose, Jalen Rose, and James Harden, all Galaxy Opal, all of whom could play the point guard spot, which made the Donovan Mitchell kind of obsolete, which is really unfortunate. So, again, I had like a whole rant prepared for this. I am not going to engage in that because they're going to be wrapping up NBA 75 within the next 3 weeks, which is a big win in my book. I mentioned this at the top, I believe, when talking about Season 4, but 2K has done a really good job with the power creep. They have not really put in very many players at all that are meta-defining and game-changing. When I saw that Ben Simmons is getting a Pink Diamond point guard card, I was terrified because I thought that this is the card that's going to come in that's going to make me genuinely hate this game mode. And yet Ben Simmons came in and could not really shoot the 3-ball that well, had no good, I don't want to say no good, but he's missing a number of critical badges, and we can look at those right now. Ben Simmons, Pink Diamond. Let's take a look. Oops. So Ben Simmons, he has quick first step on Hoff, which I think this is his Evo'd one maybe. I don't really know. But I don't think he has handles for days. He has no hyperdrive. And those two badges not being here really, really make it difficult to play with his card if you're used to having point guards that have those badges. And he's not a bad card. Like, in the right hands, this card's really good. I want to get this Ben Simmons because I'm not really a dribbler. I like to engage in mismatches. I like to work in the post. My biggest apprehension towards getting him is because I don't feel like Ben Simmons on offense really fits the clutch time mold all that well. When you have only 14 seconds, you don't have that much time to work on getting a mismatch, backing down your opponent in the post, and playmaking from the post or scoring from the post. But I still want to get him just to try him out, and I don't want to spam pick and roll in clutch time because I'm just trying to get in and out, man. I'm not trying to sweat that hard. Although, I mean, I have to say, my clutch time record, 28-52, pretty damn good. Although a lot of my losses came over the last couple of days. I don't want to talk about it. But anyways, yeah, that's my main stance on the power creep. I know some people are upset that like the Dark Matters that have come out in the game don't have their releases on quick. They're still on normal. And, you know, I don't know. I get really upset whenever I see people come out and complain about stuff like that and they're just like massacring a card or crapping all over a card because they didn't have like a certain release. You know, when I left the My Team community back in 2K17, I remember My Team as a game mode that I played just to have fun. And having fun didn't mean that I had to, like, you know, use all these crazy strategies to win and all this kind of stuff. I wanted to collect players that I liked in real life or that I liked from previous 2Ks, and I wanted to play with them, put them on the same team, and have a good time in that regard. Although it feels like nowadays, since I've left the community, the game has seemingly become more competitive, and now people are stressing out over a release or how players' SIGs are. And it's really unfortunate. It feels like everyone nowadays in the community, I shouldn't say everyone, but the majority or the average player now, they want to be like your Ty Debos or your Splash or your Isaac or anyone else who's a competitive player. And it just sucks, you know? Like, I'll fire up a DBG video and DBG will go over, you know, the latest content drop and he'll look at all the players on 2KDB and he'll talk about the ratings. And the minute he goes to the release page, he'll immediately shit on a card. I just got demonetized, whatever. But he craps all over a card because they have jump shot 642 instead of jump shot 98, and they'll have base dribble style instead of, quick or shifty. And I want to be clear, I'm not blaming DBG for this. I just think that's the way the game is now, and it sucks. I just don't like where the game is in that regard. I feel like the innocence of my team has been stripped away because everyone wants to be comp. And the issue with that is when everyone tries to be comp, it just makes the game so redundant. Everyone wants to run, not necessarily the cheesiest methods, but they want to run whatever the meta cards are. And I think as a result, that's why we're seeing people complain about, Kobe and T-Max Dark Matter card not having their release on quick. Whereas, you can still buy those cards and be really, really good with them. I saw a post on the subreddit. Let me see if I can pull this up. I don't know if I can transition this smoothly. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. I saw a post on the subreddit the other day. Do I have my team open? Let's go to the my team sub. I think it was actually yesterday. Where this guy is using Bird. Can I find? Here it is. Bird is the word. Look at this. People complain about this Larry Bird because he can't dribble well, he can't spot up shoot, and this guy's working it with Bird in clutch time in the post. And by the way, these moves right here, these handles, these are pretty damn good. I mean, I hate that. People will look at Larry Bird like they did when the All-Star agendas dropped, and they'll be like, "Oh, this card absolutely sucks." Look at this. In the right hands, you can absolutely sauce with this Larry Bird. So I just wanted to show that clip really quickly. I think that, again, the innocence of my team has kind of been stripped away because everyone wants to be comp and they want their players to all have, quicker shifty or have a quick release or whatever. I literally heard someone in a ranking video of current my team cards say that a center is B tier or a power forward is B tier because they can't dribble. Get the fuck out of here. I hate that so much. A center can't dribble. That's ridiculous. I don't care. If my center can block shots and rebound well and spread the floor to an extent, that is a dub in my book. If they can't dribble, if you need your center to dribble, I just have no words. So anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let's move on to the moment of the month and playoff push agendas. I was kind of worried that 2K was not going to continue with the moment of the month stuff like we had with DeMar DeRozan, and they kind of doubled down on it, maybe even triple down. We got Devin Booker for moment of the month, and we got Jason Tatum as a playoff push. And let's start with Tatum because chronologically Tatum came first, and I want to first say that while I enjoyed the grind, getting Camby's 11 blocks online and getting Tim Hardaway's 4-pointers in clutch time genuinely had me in a terrible place mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically, everything. I was literally depressed coming home from work after a 12-hour day, firing up my PlayStation and playing in TTO with Marcus Camby. It was just awful. Genuinely awful. But I got Tatum, and Tatum's a great card. I mean, if you look at my lineup right now, I don't necessarily use him all that much. I'm still tinkering with my lineup, and we'll talk about my lineup at the very end. But Tatum is pretty damn good. Really nice card, really nice badges. I don't have to really talk about him that much. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with how good this Tatum card is. And then we got this Devin Booker, and his grind was easier than the DeMar DeRozan and the Jason Tatum agendas. I got him done in 3 days, and this card's really freaking good. I mean, I don't use him a ton, but the number of contested shots this mother effer hits on me in clutch time, honestly, is starting to piss me off. It makes me want to use him more. I love Clay, and I just got ISO Joe Johnson for a really, really cheap price because of the market crash yesterday, and I love Joe Johnson. But this Devin Booker is something else, man. He is something else. And then what's really nice about these different agendas, the 2 moment of the months that we've had to date and the playoff push, is that this last weekend of Limited required us to use only current All-Star players. This was my lineup. I went 7-1 with this lineup, and a big reason why I was able to go 7-1 was because I had the Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, and DeMar DeRozan reward cards. It was one of those rare instances where reward cards actually meant something, like of significance, because current All-Stars limited you drastically, in my opinion, to only a handful of opals. I didn't have the opal Nikola Jokic because at the time he was going for like 50K because, you know, he wasn't really being pulled that much. It was a Saturday when I was playing limited, so he had only been in packs for a day. And I love this diamond Nick Jokic. He's a big reason why I got the pink diamond Gary Payton. So I figured why not grind for him, you know? Why not use him on the grind for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and have Devin, Jason, and DeMar, you know, and LeBron carry the load, and they did. So really, really nice, I thought, for 2K to give us these moment of the month and playoff push agendas, and then having us, you know, enabling us to use these cards in the last week of limited was a really, really nice touch. I want to also now talk about, because we're talking about agendas, these All-Star Evolution agendas. Now, a lot of people are against it because the players aren't rated all that well. And I kind of agree. Like, this Blake Griffin defensively is absolutely awful. Let me see if I can pull him up really quickly. I'm having way too much fun flipping between my PlayStation and my thing right now. Just, you know, breaking down the fourth wall here. Let's go to 2K. Actually, I have it open. I do not have it open. I lied. Let's go to 2KDB. And let's pull up Blake. Just in case you're, like, unfamiliar as to why Blake Griffin received a lot of crap from people. Just look at those defensive ratings. They're okay, but really nothing all that special. And then what's really funny to me is I would have been fine with Blake's ratings if they didn't make him unathletic, I feel like, compared to the Nikola Jokic. I mean, Jokic +4 in speed, +5 in acceleration, +7 speed with ball is honestly ludicrous. Like, this Jokic is a great center card, don't get me wrong, but it makes the Blake Griffin, who's already kind of like a T-Rex with the, you know, 6'11 wingspan compared to his 6'10 height. It really takes away from this Blake Griffin card, who is not an easy card to grind for by any means. So, you know, but what I do like that they did with these All-Star agendas is if we go to the Evos, and let's go down to the Rubies, because I have a few of the Rubies. So right here, Trey Burke. What's really nice is that they give you an offline version and an online version of the Evo requirements. This is a huge win. Absolutely massive. And what I really like is that the online ones, for the most part, are really easy. Like Trey Burke, right here, for example. You need to get 32 points in a single game, 15 assists in a single game, and then make 15 total layups if you want to get them done offline. Online, it's just 8 assists. That's super, super convenient. And again, it incentivizes you to play online. I am completely cool with this. And I think if you have a problem with this, well, with this, I guess I should say, the Evo requirements being harder offline compared to online, I think that's a you problem. Just being flat out, brutally honest with my opinion. I think 2K going out of their way to make this entire grind completable offline is a major win. It should 100% be harder to do this grind offline than online, because online you're playing against someone else versus offline you're playing against the CPU. And if you completed this agenda set in Season 4, you're lucky enough to have the opportunity to engage in challenges that are on rookie difficulty. These celebrity challenges are all triple threat style, up to 21 points, on rookie. If you need to get 10 steals or 10 blocks, just do it on here. You'll get those in no time. It's so easy. So I don't get the complaining, other than the fact that the cards themselves aren't great. But as you saw in that video clip I showed with Larry Bird, you can still do amazing things with some of those higher end cards. And the Larry Nance in this set is actually pretty damn good. So I'm potentially going to grind for it maybe tomorrow if I get clutch time done today, but we'll have to see. I want to now talk about my lineup and go through my favorite players, and then we'll wrap up here. My favorite players, let me give contracts to one of the players who is in that conversation for me. It comes down to two players. The first of which has to be Andrei Kirilenko. I've never used AK-47 in my team before, and this card is so damn good, especially on defense. The version of him that I got has an added Hall of Fame badge. Like, I bought him with this added Hall of Fame badge, I believe blinders. And then the person who had him before me also added a shoe that boosts 3-point shooting, block, steal, interior defense, and lateral quickness. And you can see there that lateral quickness, block, and steal all become 99. He's just honestly unfair. Like, I just take him and put him on whoever my opponent's primary ball handler is, and it's a wrap. But then tied with him, as I kind of alluded to a short while ago, is Jeremy Lin. And if you notice here, Jeremy Lin has actually replaced Gary Payton in my starting lineup. And I mentioned that the only player that could replace Gary Payton was another Gary Payton card. And this Jeremy Lin card has a lot of the same SIGs, I believe, as Gary Payton. They have the same release, they have the same behind the back, and this Jeremy Lin is the same height, or maybe an inch shorter, but he blocks the ball so much more effectively than the Gary Payton card does for me. 80 block, 95 steal, 95 speed, and he comes with some shooting badges that the Gary Payton reward card unfortunately does not have. And he has Hoff floor general. I mean, for me, it's a tie between Jeremy Lin and Andrei Kirilenko regarding, the players that have meant the most to me that I added to my team this season. Now, let's just quickly compare my team from... Oops, let me not do that because you guys can't see when I do that. Let's do this. Let's now compare, to wrap up this video, where my lineup was between last year and this year. Or last season and this current season. At the end of Season 3, I had no centers. That's why I had Dolph Schayes at the 5 and a free agent Moses Malone at the 5. I also had... Actually, if you look at it, my entire bench has been effectively replaced. And in my starting lineup, I think only Klay Thompson. Actually, from this entire screenshot, the only players in my lineup currently that were in my lineup in Season 3 were Klay Thompson, LeBron James, Dolph Schayes, and I don't think DeMar DeRozan's in there. So yeah, I guess it's just Klay, LeBron, and Dolph, which is pretty insane. Let's go back now and take a look. Gotta love the professionalism here, my ability to seamlessly transition from screen to screen. Yeah, we've added Jalen, AK-47. Dennis Rodman just came here, although to be honest, Dennis Rodman could go. I could honestly see myself doing something like having Yee here and moving Nikola Jokic here, for example, and having those two as my front court, and then I need to get another center. I can move Yao Ming at center. I could grind for Boogie Cousins. We'll have to see. I just love this Dennis Rodman. I got him last night. I got both of these cards as snipes last night. Rodman for 4.1, Yee for 15K, and they're both so good. I mean, this Dennis Rodman on defense is an absolute monster, and I really liked his Flash Glitched cards release, and I'm having a good time with this card's release. Even though it's a little bit on the slow side, it's just pretty easy to time, I feel like. So heading into Season 5, I mean, in terms of upgrades, I'm just keeping an eye out for the Dark Matters. We are sitting at 1.45 million MT, I believe, after I redeem a few things here. I went ahead and I sold off my Michael Porter Emerald, as well as this Obi Toppin that I sniped, as well as all of my diamond contracts. Diamond contracts hit like 18K, and then I kind of gambled on these two, posting them for 19.5 and 19.750. Everything sold. We can go ahead and we can redeem all of this, and we can see how much MT we're at. So we're actually 100K over what I thought we were at. I'm at 1,553,000 MT, heading into Season 5, which if you listen to my previous Blueprint Series episode, that was my one major goal on top of completing Clutch Time. I want it to be over 1.5 million MT, and we are 53K over that. So there you have it, 45 minutes. I think that's a pretty good time to end it. I'm eager to see what else we get in Season 5. I feel like they did a good job of giving us more than just breadcrumbs, but leaving enough intrigue on the table for us to have to tune in on Friday and stay engaged with Season 5 to see what the mural turns out to be, what these other reward cards turn out to be, and obviously what the NBA 75 program will yield over the next 3 weeks as we wrap up that program. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks again for watching. And Harry, if you're watching, hope to have you in here for the next one. So thank you guys. Love you guys. I hope you're tuning in and enjoying our streams. Shiz has been killing it with the streaming content and the YouTube content. And Shiz and I have been doing a pretty good job, in my opinion, of the Danganronpa, videos and streams. And we're going to hopefully continue to churn out that series until we're done. Excuse me. And then we'll hopefully get cracking on the next game. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Jan Moses, signing out.